Hey everyone, Dr. Mike here. Hey, I just want to recap on last week really quick. I'm not going to write it all out. Jen's going to put this up on the video, but we talked about how stress gets the brain unbalanced because the brain has to deal with stress 24/7. But when the brain's unbalanced, the body's unbalanced, of course. And when the body's unbalanced, there's always going to be some sort of damage, some sort of weakness, okay? Then we get the breakdown, the degeneration. Then we finally hurt, all right? And there's lots of things that you can do for the hurt. You can take drugs, you can, try to mask that pain. But if you do that, then we're going to get disability and then we're finally going to die, and I'm not working with anyone that's dead, which is cool. But one thing that I wanted to go over is that whether you're in your intensive care phase where you're getting adjusted a bunch, or whether you're in more of your maintenance or wellness phase where you're getting adjusted on a regular basis, or whether you're not getting adjusted at all, stress is the one thing that's the constant. The variant, okay, so in an equation you got a constant and a variant. The constant is stress, and your brain has to deal with that stress. But the variant is what you're doing on a regular basis to neutralize that stress. You can't get rid of all the stress. We have gravity. There's things that we eat and breathe, and there's emotional stress. So that stress is always gaining. Now, what are you doing to neutralize that stress? When you get adjusted on a regular basis, our whole goal is that stress builds up and then we neutralize it, and stress builds up and then we neutralize it. If we're not getting adjusted, that stress really builds up and you dig yourself a big hole, and then it takes a lot to get that stress out of there. And we have these big swings up and down in our health, in our energy, and especially our emotions. The biggest reason to get adjusted on a regular basis to have one of these smooth roads instead of this huge bumpy road. In the weeks coming up, we're gonna go over what's the difference between, say, getting adjustment and stretching. What's the difference between getting an adjustment and exercising? What's the difference between getting an adjustment and doing quiet time or having meditation? These are all great things. I do them all, but there's big differences between adjustments to neutralize stress and doing those other practices on a regular basis. And it's much like a checking account. Stress is always making withdrawals. What are we doing to put deposits in so we don't have these big swings in our health, our energy, and our emotions? I'll talk to you next week. Love you.